The Uganda Free Zones Authority has held a regulatory impact assessment valuation workshop as a first step to amending the Free Zones Act of 2014 in a bid to make the authority more competitive and synced with international best practices. As Uganda gradually undertakes its import substitution strategy, it has been reiterated that it ought to leverage regional trade in favor of global trade in these pandemic times.
The Keynesian consensus, the Washington consensus, Karl Marx's theories are dying. They are dying. And what is killing them has been creeping, but it has been accelerated by largely the 3 Ps. I call them the 3 Ps. Number one is pandemics. Number two, politics of geopolitical nature, global geopolitical nature. 3, where there's one man called Putin. These events have created a dual economy in the world, where we are having a systemic shift from global value chains to regional value chains. And if we are left behind in the regional value chains, then we will have effectively planned to be buyers and not sellers.
For the import substitution strategy to work, stakeholders have been encouraged to make government systems more effective while working together towards standardization.
We are also looking at exports, and therefore we really do much encourage them to make sure that they follow the standards that are really required. And that's why we are working hand in hand with the Uganda National Bureau of Standards to make sure that this one is achieved.
Government is currently implementing specific measures to encourage foreign manufacturers invest in Uganda in a bid to boost export.
Immigration reduced the permit fees for certain classes, especially targeting the manufacturing industry. That is the Class E permit that is going for $400 vis-a-vis the $2,500 that is ordinarily for the directors. And also the board took cognizance of the fact that in terms of quality, production of quality, sometimes these manufacturers stroke investors need to have some of their employees with their rare skills that might not be present in the country or that might be scarce.
A free zone is a gazetted geographical area exempted from customs duties and related internal taxes applicable on exportation for the purpose of producing export competitive goods. The Free Zones Act of 2014 mandated the Uganda Free Zones Authority to regulate and license export processing zones and free port zones for the purpose of creating export-oriented investment. So far, there are 19 declared free zones in the country, of which the majority are single-farm zones, with only 2 being multi-farm zones.
You come to us, apply, and then when you apply, we evaluate the application. We forward the application to Ministry of Finance and Judiciary to issue a statutory instrument that will make you licensed.
Probably the other questions that we need to ask ourselves is, what can the community offer to this investment? That's very important. Can the community offer labor to this investment? What level of skills exist within the community? And has the investment been able to provide an opportunity for employment?
However, the lack of sufficient information about free zones is limiting potential investors from leveraging the scheme. Wadulo Makanold, UBC News.